So Alan is off in Florida, so I'm coming at you by myself today. But what we wanted to talk about was we're seeing a lot in the market right now about not a lot of inventory and buyers not getting their offer accepted. And I wanted to share with you a couple of quick tips because it's not always about price. I mean, oftentimes it is, but it's not always only about price. So getting your offer accepted starts with finding the right agent. So obviously, you guys are on our Facebook page, so we're your agents and we thank you and we're happy to work with you. And your referrals, but it is about finding that right agent that has one offers before, knows many of the realtors too, so has great relationships with them. Because part of it, a great offer getting accepted starts when your agent calls the listing agent. And so in order to do that, like we also need to make sure the listing agent's willing to pick up their phone call. So not only do they know the other agent, but they get along with them. They've done deals with them, things like that. So that's where it starts because your agent needs to find out from the listing agent, what is the seller looking for? Because like we said, it's not always about price. So here's three quick tips that can help get the offer accepted in general for most sellers. So one of them is have your agent or have us call the inspector, because if you can shorten your inspection time, right now it's common to put in like a week or 10 days or 2 weeks or something like that for time for inspections. But let's say there's been many times where I call the inspector and he just happens to have an availability tomorrow morning. So then we can put in the offer, hey, inspection at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and then we'll get back to you by the evening. This is really good for the seller because potentially they can sort of, anyway, they can kind of keep it active, but like not really. Anyway, there's like some gray area there, but basically this gives the seller, that means they don't have to take it off the market for a long period of time, because it puts sort of like it can have a stigma on the property if it's off the market and then comes back on. So scheduling the inspection before like you submit the offer. Then we want to find out, many sellers, they don't have a place to go. Maybe they're using that money to buy something else. But oftentimes the seller or the house that they're buying, they don't want to take like a contingency. So maybe if you're flexible on your timing and wherever you're staying, you can stay for a little bit longer, offering the seller to be able to stay post closing to find a house. Sometimes there's rent involved, sometimes there's not. It really just depends on the situation. And the third one is, this is a conversation with your lender. So of course, before you go look at houses, you're going to talk to the lender and see what you can afford. But they can actually get you, many lenders are doing like a pre-underwriting, which what that means is they're putting you through the process. It will require a lot more documentation on your part, but you're going to have to give it to them anyway. You're just giving it to them sooner rather than later. So they're going to put you in front of the underwriter with like your pay stubs, your tax returns, your bank statements, different things. And that underwriter is going to look at it and say, yes, we're good to go. Because if your lender can call the listing agent when you put your offer in and you have your inspection done, you have your inspection set for like, let's say the next day, and the lender can call and say, look, we are through underwriting, so we will actually potentially be able to close sooner, which is great, because then they can go find their other house. And we know this financing is solid. Because when you read the purchase contract, it is contingent on a few things. So one is inspections. So then if we're having the inspections the next day, we'll know by the next day. One is the appraisal, which oftentimes cannot be waived. Sometimes it can, but like you're going to have to likely do an appraisal. So we really can't do anything about that. And the appraisal is meant to protect the bank. And then the third is the financing. So if we can take away two of those things, then your contract is more solid. So I hope that helps. If you have questions for us, you can call us at 513-646-1488 or message us here. Thanks. Bye.